I'm going to show a quick clip here as this is an interesting little tidbit at the end of this might be louder than the other clip, so I apologize. The volume on this live stream was very off. It was hit or miss. So this is Biden responding to this is after his 20-minute speech laying this all out. This is him getting asked two questions. I think both of the questions are in this, but one actually getting answered. One before this was about Donald Trump's house getting raided and like whatever. That's the Ducey fellow from and I mean Ducey from Fox News, not the other word. So now we have another reporter asking Biden this question.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses? They see why these guys give them all a tax breaks. Is that fair? What do you think?
What about people who paid their loans?
So, what he said there, and I will read it because I know that the audio is a little screwy. The question was, is it unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans? And Biden says, is it fair? And this is based, I have to say, this is one of the most based clips I've ever seen of Biden. Biden says, is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses, if they see one of these guys, meaning the owners of these businesses, getting all the tax breaks? Is that fair? What do you think? That is some dark Brandon shit right there. That is what you want to see. Unabashed progressive policy. And again, this is not the end of the line. This is not saying, yo, this is it. We've reached the promised land. But unabashed progressive policy. Biden said it. I will never apologize for working for fighting for the working class. I'm sorry, I butchered it, but that is the type of messaging we need out of Democratic politicians. And look, Biden is not always the greatest messenger. He doesn't deliver to the extent that a progressive would want. But in the cases that he does, and we will get into this right after, in the cases that he does, he has to own it and say, look, this is what we want. This is what the people want. So if you don't like it, sorry, you can get out of the way, because the vast majority of people approve of what is going on and approve and will be benefiting from this policy. And Eric brings up another point that I didn't touch on yet. Is it fair for $1 million businesses to go bankrupt with no long-term consequences for the individuals running the company? Now, if you don't know, there are multiple companies right now that might be in the top companies that you could think of. Look, let's take one for example. Marvel. Marvel is a company that has gone bankrupt. There are multiple companies that have gone bankrupt, suffer no consequences. The owners get tax breaks. The endless amounts of layoffs where workers get screwed and they're off scot-free. In fact, let's not even talk about bankruptcy. Let's just talk about the PPE loans. The PPE loans, which were billions and billions of dollars that were given out to small businesses and, frankly, large businesses during COVID. Most people didn't have a problem with it because it was helping small businesses. But the second you try to help a middle-class regular worker, oh God, don't turn on Fox News. Don't turn on freaking Newsmax. Oh boy, Ben Shapiro might have a conniption because this is helping middle class people. We can't have that. Now, my company should be able to get thousands of dollars of loans and then have it be forgiven. Because remember, the PPE loans were forgiven. The taxpayers paid for it. That's okay. But God forbid you and I get a break. God forbid the average person catches a break for once.